Hello everybody and welcome to my semi-final reaction video. Oh boy, what a match we just saw. Roger Federer defeated Rafael Nadal in a 4-set thriller because the end of the match was more exciting than the last points at the epic final of Australian Open 2017. Yes, the order is restored because since the painful loss at Wimbledon, the last time they met in 2008, this was a huge match for Roger because this would have been a dark dot in his when his career is going to be summarized, because this final was an epic performance by Roger Federer, even though he lost the second set and I was really disappointed. But before we started talking about Roger Federer, I have to say thank you, Rafael Nadal, for put out a marvelous performance in this Wimbledon. Until the semi-final, you have been the best player. You have impressed me the most, and you're the ultimate fighter, and you never give up. But today, Federer was betterer. Simply and clean as that. Federer was betterer, and that's why he won. And we are used to see Nadal super consistent, but his consistent level dropped a little bit today, and Roger took advantage of that, and that's why he won. Because Rafael is the ultimate fighter, like I told you. He never gives up. He will make you sweat and earn every point, and that was why the match got so exciting in the end. I thought maybe Federer was gonna slip or choke, but remember, this is not Roland Garros. This is Wimbledon. It's Federer home turf, his best surface. He has reached his 12th final now, and to be honest, Rafa wasn't at super shape, but Federer made him look not that good today, because Federer was better. Simple as that. Roger only dipped in the second set, and that dip, Rafael punished him severe. He took advantage of it and broke him 3 times and won easy 6-1. Alright folks, now the match preview, and we're gonna talk a little bit about Roger Federer. This 37 years old guy, soon 38. How is it possible for a guy like that to perform like this and against a player like Nadal in a semi-final? Roger Federer is a guy that bends time. He makes this difficult sport look so easy. Yes. His playing style is, what can you say? His effortless elegance. It's like his strokes are like a Picasso painting. His every stroke is beautiful, like a painting. He brushes the court with his magnificent forehand. And today I was really impressed by his backhand also. Somebody check his passport, because this shouldn't be possible. Because yes, in my preview before Wimbledon, I had Roger and Novak in the final in my preview. And what can we say? Rafa and Roger matches, especially at Wimbledon, they have always been tight. But with this win, that don't hurt Roger's head-to-head that much, because we know he's been trailing 10-4 in Grand Slam 7. But it was so important for him, for his confidence, to win today against Nadal. It was a very meaningful match for him, and he showed that today. And I'm not a biased Roger fan. I'm just a light fan of Roger, because if you don't know by now, Andre Agassi is my all-time favorite player, and Roger is the player I like mostly after him, and Björn Borg, the Swede. Like me. No, I'm not from Sweden. I live in Sweden, but I'm not Swede in origin. But that's another story. So today Rafa had no ideas to beat Roger after the second set, because Roger put the teeth in the match. He stepped up. His forehand was deadly, 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 and he was ultra offensive, like he had to be to win against Nadal. He was calm on the court. His forehand and backhand made winners. He made totally 51 winners, and Nadal made 32. And the important thing, his unforced errors number was only, I think, 27 in 4 sets, and Nadal made 25 unforced errors, and that's a little bit more than we are used to see Rafa doing. So, oh boy, how can we? What can we more say about Roger? Because this is the problem. Roger have, in the first and second set, his returns were terrible. His backhand was not that good. But how have Roger won 20 Grand Slam with, in my opinion, one of the baddest return game of top players I've ever seen. Of course, he made some in the fourth set. He returned pretty amazing, I can say. But his backhand returns, his return is irregular from both back and forth. It reminds me when I see Shapovalov. They are as bad as they can be at returning game. But he stepped up in the fourth set, and his backhand was solid, and his strikes were clean, and he was confident. Because sometimes Roger put down his head when he plays against Rafa, when Rafa plays amazing. So that Roger had won 20 Grand Slam with his bad returns, it's pretty amazing. That just shows how effective if ultra offensive first strike tennis is, because Roger's on court grace and elegance are connected with his balance on court. That makes his game style looks effortless and easy, but it's not easy. And his eye coordination, he knows what to do when he's on court. Same with Novak, same with Rafa. But Roger is an artist, and the artist beat the beast, the robot today. Okay, that was for tennis lovers today. I respect Nadal. Nadal is a player that I like, despite his playing style, because he makes it so good, and he's a real athlete, a real fighter, like I told you. So it's difficult to beat Rafa, and you can only beat Rafa when you play this good as Federer did today. And then you have to be fortunate that Nadal dips a little bit, because normally it dips for 5 or 10 minutes. Today he dipped 2 sets. And where were Federer in the second set? He was like gone fishing or something. So the most amazing thing about Roger's performance in this tournament, you know what that is? Despite the slower courts, despite the heavier balls, despite that he's a better grass court player than Rafa, Rafa has developed his all-round game much better since they met the last time in Wimbledon. And I'm only talking about Wimbledon now, not the other tournaments they have played between each other. So Rafa, like I told me in my preview, Rafa is not Rafa is a better grass court player than they met since they met 2008, because Rafa has developed his backhand, his returning game, his shot making from the baseline, his net gameplay, and Roger hasn't. He has been this for quite a time. The only thing that has slowed down in his game is his how he moves around the court, his court coverage. But Roger, talent and potential and high level, that is what keeps him, and that what makes him reach the semifinals and finals in almost every Grand Slam that he participates in. And it's very, very unusual. It shouldn't be possible for a 38-year-old, almost 40-year-old guy to reach final at Wimbledon in such a tough sport. So after the second set, there was only one player at the court, and that was Roger Federer. He got a break early in the third, and then in the fourth set also. He held his serve. Even if he doesn't play good from backhand, forehand, and returns, Roger's serve is the only thing that he can rely on, because when he serves starting to click, then Federer is finished. Don't get me wrong, Federer is a complete player, but his Achilles heel is his returning game and his backhand, and his forehand is starting to look super, super amazing again. So I thought deep inside me that after the second set, I thought that Nadal will take this 3-1. I even sent a message to my friend and said, this match is over now. How can you go from a fantastic first set to do a catastrophic second set like Federer did? And then he was like reborn again in the third and fourth set. So yeah, this does send out signals to Novak Djokovic, because Novak Djokovic is still the man to beat. And I told you in my preview, I thought that Federer was gonna reach the final, but Novak is gonna win the tournament, because I know that it's super difficult for Roger to beat, and he have never done that before, to beat both Rafa and Novak back to back in a Grand Slam. So that was my preview, but it's a final. Both of these big three has become big two, and may the best man win on Sunday. Djoko has the advantage because he had also a pretty hard match against Roberto Bautista Agut, and in the end he prevailed as expected. He doesn't look as superhuman like he did in the semi-final and the round before, but this is Novak. Roger have of course a chance. He has already lost 2 finals to him. He doesn't want to make this the third. So Novak will come out and do his thing, and he knows exactly how to beat Roger. He's gonna play exactly like Nadal, but offer Roger less unforced errors, I think. But if Roger takes this performance into the final, he will win. But can he do that back to back and once again? Yes, he can, of course. But I'm gonna stick to my preview, even though I'm a light Federer fan. I want Federer to win. I want him to prove me wrong, but after the day, it's 55-45 advantage for Novak. I can be wrong. You can say the opposite also, because with this performance, Roger has the confidence. His forehand is working, his serve is working, his net game was okay. He did 2 or 3 bad decisions, but that's not gonna change anything in the final. He's gonna play his effortless first strike tennis game like he did today. He's gonna he actually had the incredible hitting today. He surprised me. He sometimes outplayed Rafa from the baseline, and even in the longer rallies at the end. So I don't know. Rafa didn't seem injured today. He didn't take a medical. He did everything he could, but Federer was better today. I've repeated that now 3 times. It's a good thing to say, but all in all, Federer punished and damaged Rafa today, because Rafa wasn't super consistent like he used to be. And now he is up 3-1 in Wimbledon. And yes, Now about a little bit about Novak. His performance today, I didn't see the match actually. I just watched, I didn't see the whole match. I watched the first set, and Novak was rock solid, and Bautista was a little bit nervous. But Novak moved him around with his backhand and forehand, like I said in my preview, because he's not a, he's a little bit of a slow mover, RBA. So I knew that if he didn't win the first set RBA, this match was over. It's always like that. It was almost basically the same with Roger's match today. First set was crucial, because I know if Roger wins the first set, he has a chance to win against Rafael Nadal, because it's very difficult to come from behind and turn the tables against Rafa, especially at Grand Slams event. It doesn't matter if your name is Federer or Novak. And I'm pretty amazed by Roger. I have to talk about him again. Sorry, Novak, but Novak is a complete player. He's the most complete player I've ever seen. And after that is Rafa. But Roger has everything they have. Roger have what they don't have. The artistry, the shot selections, the magic. It's important. When I watch tennis, I want to see the magic. When I see Roger, I see the magic on court. He makes the difficult things look so easy. And Rafa and Novak's makes the defensive part looking so easy. And of course they are super amazing at offensive also, but yeah, maybe I've talked too much in this video. I'm out of words, because this performance by Roger just stunned me, because I didn't know that he was gonna play this good. Even I know that he has these tools in his pocket or in his box. I knew that, but I didn't know that everything's gonna work with those tools today, because Rafa have shown some super amazing skills this tournament. And I'm glad that I had it right in my preview. I just hope I'm wrong in the final, because I've said that Novak is gonna be the winner. I hope Federer proves me wrong, and he wins his 9th title, and he get revenge for his 2 losses at 2014 and 15 against Novak. Alright folks, that is everything for today. Take care, and please subscribe and leave some good and happy comments. Bye bye.